Barbara?
Yes.
Can we clarify on the one slide where you quote the policy S1, and you know, and I think you put that in your memo where
Right
you,
at the beginning.
Yeah.
it's
Right there.
Right there.
No.
No, it's in
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
is,
that's it.
that is the
Yeah.
so the policy S1, and then that's reflected here in the memo to the parents. It says district transportation guidelines specify that this option be available only for students being transported to their boundary school. And I think I wrote this to you, but I didn't get a response. But right after that, that's in F. In G, it says transfer students may be allowed to ride on established district bus routes on a space available basis as long as no additional costs will be incurred by the district. So I just think that's not a correct application of the policy. They can ride even though they're out of the boundaries.
Right.
You're talking about though the 60 additional Bryant kids.
So when I look at that, you know, the student learning, you know, our student achievement plan, the one on there that talks about choice, it says that that action step 2.4, that we would identify available resources for transportation to increase access for all students to take advantage of diverse educational opportunities. So I'm not seeing that, you know, providing that bus, like you say, it's inequitable. You know, I'm not seeing that. And then when I got information from the state of Utah, we're showing that's an approved route. And we're actually showing on here that these students are eligible and we're getting reimbursed by the state. So I'm not seeing, I guess my concern is I'm not seeing where the problem is here. If this is an approved route, you know, and it's happening, and we say in our student achievement plan that we would provide, you know, look for ways to provide transportation so students can take advantage of choice.
Just hold that thought for a minute. Janet has something she'd like to say.
I just wanted to say that, Mr. Clara, after you called the State Office of Education to get that information, they called me. And yes, we are currently being reimbursed for that route, but after your conversation, they're going to look at that now to determine whether or not we should get reimbursed for that route. Because they're thinking that it may be a choice issue, and that if they did that for our district, maybe they need to do that for others. So that will be something that is reviewed this summer. So yes, currently we're getting reimbursed, but we can't say that that will be the case in the future.
Janet,
Well, they're not gonna do an audit, but I am gonna ask for an audit because there's a lot of other things on here that are wrong that to me borderlines on fraud that we're reporting that we're doing that we're actually not.
okay,
And-
but that's
Well, you know,
I mean,
okay,
go ahead.
Wait just a minute.
I'd like to speak without being
Michael made a
interrupted.
point of
No,
order.
I'm gonna finish my
Christie has
thought.
asked for a point of order.
I
and
wasn't
that
done
takes
yet.
precedence.
But I think it takes precedence. You've just made a claim of fraud, and I think that that is not appropriate in this conversation.
Well, it isn't an appropriate comment in any kind of anything governed by Robert's rules, because it's disrespectful of all of the people in this room.
Well, it's the truth. If they're committing fraud by, and I have the
So,
paperwork right
Michael.
here by, can I speak? It's odd that as long as you guys are perpetuating a lie, it's okay, you can talk, but when I start talking the truth, you want to interrupt me and call it that it's inappropriate. I'd like the opportunity to have equal standing in this room and speak of the information that I have.
You are taking it. Go ahead.
So that's all I'm saying is that this information is inaccurate, and I said it borderlines fraud as far as I can tell. I am going to ask the state auditor to do an audit on this because I can tell a lot of these things are not accurate. And so that's where I'm saying that we're going to make decisions based on faulty information. I think we need to back off and wait and get this stuff fixed first. If we're worried about inequity and resources, here's where the waste is going on.
Okay.
That needs to be fixed first.
I